just a ridiculous flaw in the whole thing. And I was recently at a wedding between a girl from Cork who's Catholic and a guy from Edinburgh who's Protestant. A mixed marriage. Yes, panto crowd. It'll never work. I know exactly what you're thinking. You can't have a mixed marriage. The kids will be freaks. The DNA of Catholic and Protestant aren't supposed to be meshed like that. You'll get some sterile mule child of some description. Mule child, take the bag to the room. What's wrong with the child? Don't talk to the mule child. He is born of Catholic and Protestant. He is wrong. He is an abomination. It was a bizarre, because we've been hearing this thing in Ireland for years about the mixed marriage. Basically, if you've ever been to a wedding, you'll know there's bride there, all of the bride's people down one side of the church, every one of them Catholic. Groom there, all of his people down, all of them Protestant, right? Catholic on one side, Protestant on the other. At no stage during the service did one side look across it and go, what? You do that? How mad, how freaky, how wrong. You're going to hell. You're going to hell for God's sake, right? It was the same words in the same order for both sides of the church. That's not a feckin' mixed marriage. There's nothing mixed about it at all, right? A mixed marriage is one side of the church going, Mazel Tov! And on the other side, men are firing guns in the air. That's a feckin' mixed marriage, right? If you're ever at a wedding and one side of the church has a big dragon that they're running up and down in the middle of the service, and on the other side, men with spears are hopping up and down, right? That's a feckin' mixed marriage, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm saying there's no difference. There's some differences. The Protestants, you love the hymns. You love the hymns. You can't get enough of the damn hymns. Verse after verse after verse of the feckin' hymns, right? Catholics, we do one verse, up you get, there you go, down you go, end of story, right? You, Jesus, on and on and on the things go. And we were singing just as much, the Catholics were singing just as much as the Protestants were. But Jesus, we hadn't trained. After about 4 or 5 verses, everyone on the Catholic side is swaying forward and backward. How long is this? How many verses can they do? Like, right? Weaker members of the Catholic side are being taken out and oxygen being given to out. Auntie Mary's gone, she's gone. That's crap. Bring her out, give her air for Jesus' sake. We're keeping going till the end of this one. Would Emmanuel ever get to Israel and stop dragging out the journey for Jesus? On and on it went like. And then we got to the killer, the main audience participation part of the wedding, which is the thing called the Lord's Prayer. Right now, for those of you not raised in the Christian faith, or those of you who happily forgotten it, the Lord's Prayer was a prayer written by Christ himself, right, whose major themes are bread and trespassing. You're all running it through your head here, aren't you? Trespassing. Trespassing again, yeah. There are 2 separate mentions of trespassing in the Lord's Prayer. And you do go, well, was there a lot of trespassing going on at the time? Were people in Galilee and Nazareth constantly vaulting over fences and hopping over walls and taking shortcuts to other people's properties? Was Christ himself sitting there going, if those feckin' kids don't get out of my garden, right? That's it. It's going in the prayer. It's going in the feckin' prayer. No more trespassing. That's the end of it. That's the end. I'm sick of the people trespassing around here. Right, I'm just going to check. Just a piece of trivia for you. Like, does anyone know the difference between the Catholic Lord's Prayer and the Protestant Lord's Prayer? The end. You're absolutely right, miss. The end. The end. It's longer in the Protestant version, right? Somewhere where we handed all the documents over to you around the time of Martin Luther, you took this one and thought, all very well, but feck it, we'll stick a gazebo at the back of it, right? We might knock through here and make it a bit longer and a bit more exciting, right? It'll increase the resale value years down the line, right? And it's longer in the Protestant faith. You knew that. Many of you possibly didn't know that. I didn't know that, and neither did any Catholic at this wedding, right? Both sides stood up at the same moment, right? And belted out the words. Blah, 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 bread. Blah, 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 trespassing. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, more about trespassing. We're getting the point. All right, we'll leave off the trespassing. We won't do any more. And then the Catholics went, Amen, and sat down. Really slowly, in a very sanctimonious, there you go, God, we're the real ones. Aren't we the real ones? Yeah. Who's the daddy? You're the daddy. Who's the daddy? Yeah. You're the daddy, right? And their Catholic arses had no sooner touched the pew than the entire Catholic side goes, hang on, the feckin' Protestants are still going. And on the other side of the church, the entire, as bold as brass, not a hint of shame or compunction. All of the Protestants going, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever. Now, amen. And all of the Catholics went, you win this one, you crawly little pricks. Anyway.